We have to learn to accept that some feelings are just temporary. Gradually drifting apart from a good friend, what does it feel like? It feels like when my mom asks me, how's she doing lately, and I can only answer, I don't know. It feels like, before I used to call her my bestie, but now I can only say, I had a classmate before. It feels like, when others forward her recent updates and I see that she's already had her second child, everything about her and her surroundings feels so unfamiliar. Yes, we once promised to be good friends for life. Yes, we once dreamed that our children would be good friends too, and if we both had boys, we could let them be together. Yes, we even made a pact that if we got old, we would live in a nursing home together, enjoying our old age, and flirting with handsome guys despite being ill. Many times, friendship is just as dramatic as love. It means you will always be a part of my future plans. But there were no fights, no falling out, no turning against each other. We just slowly went from sharing everything to having nothing to say. Our only connection is whether my phone's predictive text still remembers you. Many times, we think that friendship will last forever, but it turns out to be just wishful thinking. So, should we try to salvage a friendship that has grown distant? No need. We have to learn to accept that some feelings are just temporary. Forcing it to come back will not bring back the old us, or the old you. But even if we never meet again, I will still remember the good things about you. I will remember the things you taught me. In 4th grade, my desk mate was an Aries girl. Short hair, a bit messy. We used to read fairy tales together every day, and got lost in the stories, sharing our hopes for the future. We felt so powerful, believing that we had grasped the essence of life. At that time, my mom bought me a bike, a super cool pink one. I rode the bike to the bookstore with my desk mate. After we finished shopping, we found the bike was missing. I panicked, oh no, what should I do? My new bike. I only rode it for a few days. If it's gone, my mom will scold me. My desk mate told me not to worry. She calmly analyzed the situation based on the surroundings and all the conditions, and concluded that someone must have mistaken my bike for theirs and rode off with it. I thought what she said made sense. The two of us stood there, waiting in the cold winter wind from 5 p.m. until after 8 p.m. At that time, my mom came to the bookstore to look for me because she saw I hadn't come home yet. When she saw us, she asked what happened and scolded me like crazy. She said I was so stupid, obviously my bike had been stolen. Why did I stand there waiting? What was the point? Afterward, my desk mate still didn't quite believe it, maybe there were good people out there. I haven't been in touch with her for many years. I heard she did something stupid last year. One day at a cafe, a girl claimed to be a high school student, showed her student ID, and asked to borrow 50 yuan for transportation to go back to school. She even took her address, saying she would transfer the money back to her. She lent it to her. And then nothing happened. She fell for such a cliched scam. Hearing this story, I felt strangely relieved. After all these years, she is still the same, making me believe that there are some beautiful things in this world that are eternal. There are scammers in the world. And there are naive and romantic people like her. She makes me believe in the goodness, and in the kindness of Aries. In high school, a girl from Texas transferred to our class. She spoke with a slight accent. She immediately noticed the small group formed by me and my 3 best friends. She directly asked us, "Can I be your good friend?" We were really surprised at that time. We thought she was so straightforward. And then we became good friends. One time we had a fight. Usually, when we want to reconcile after a fight, we use indirect ways to avoid the issue. Like asking, "Do you want to go buy something to eat?" Or, "Shall we walk home together after school?" And then we make up. No need to apologize or acknowledge the previous awkwardness. But she did not do that. She would sincerely apologize to me, saying sorry and admitting she was wrong before. She was the first person I had ever seen who could apologize so seriously. Since then, I also started to learn to apologize. But I wasn't very good at it. Every time I wanted to apologize, I felt very embarrassed and hesitant to speak. It's strange. When we stepped on someone's foot or blocked someone's way, we can easily say sorry. But when we truly hurt someone or wronged them, it's so difficult to say sorry. Every time I lacked the courage to apologize, would think of that girl and her sincere apology. In college, my good friend was a bit peculiar. Why are the people around me so peculiar? I think I understand something now. She wasn't beautiful, but everyone dared to pursue her. From the athletic department's handsome guy, to the literature department's junior, to the physics department's professor. She never set limits for herself. She never understood what it meant to give up. The most memorable thing was when she pursued a guy from the biology department, who was very aloof, and we all thought she was crazy. She said only one thing: if you don't try, how will you know if it works? She went all out, attending the biology classes every day, not understanding a thing, but she didn't care. She sent roses to that guy and learned to play the guitar for him. In our conservative school, she was simply an extraordinary figure. In the end, she didn't win him over. But the guy's best friend, a very sunny and tall boy, fell for her. The guy's family was very wealthy. He invited a few of us best friends to a fancy restaurant. I suddenly felt amazed that my good friend could attract such an amazing person. It was from her that I learned that often not knowing how to give up is a good thing, as it gives us the courage to do the impossible. In this world, as long as you dare, anything that seems impossible will become possible. And if you are timid, even the most possible things will become impossible. Now, my audacity and blind self-confidence are mostly because of her. She should be responsible for my life. A TV show once said something. Perhaps nowadays, friendship is portrayed as very glamorous and noble, but in reality, different stages of life will bring different good friends. A good friend is someone who brings good things into our lives. Yes, perhaps our former good friends no longer have any connection with us. They have become people from two different worlds. Time changes friendship. But the wonderful memories, habits, and values brought to us by our former good friends cannot be changed. If life is a journey, then at each stage, old friends will log off, and new friends will come online. Thinking of old friends, although it is sad, it is mostly sweet. I hope that in every stage of the journey, everyone has trustworthy friends.